My beloved friend, how are you doing today? I want to share with you a part of my life story. Now listen attentively. After graduation, I became unemployed for 8 good years. And these 8 good years that I became unemployed, you are going to think that these years were really wasted years in my life. But I'm here to disprove you that these years of me being unemployed didn't become wasted years for me. And that is because these years really corrected my life. It made me to really know who I was. And my years of being unemployed really tested my patience and my character. And it made me to also be responsible for myself. And that is why in today's video, I want to be sharing with you the life transforming lessons that I got from my years of being unemployed. Okay, number 1, always have savings. Let me tell you something. I got to know how important savings is when I became unemployed, because by then my husband and I were dating. He worked before the company folded, and so during the period he was working, he saved. And then after they dropped everybody because the company packed, we were surviving from his savings. Now it opened my eyes. I was like, what if he wasn't saving? How was he going to be assisting me? Because as for me, I wasn't working. And so I learned that saving is very important because you will need it in the rainy day. Now, the second thing I learned is you should never think that it cannot happen to you. Let me tell you something. Whatever that you hear that is happening to people, whether it's good or bad, it can also happen to you, especially the bad ones. When once we hear what is the next thing, to fear, God forbid bad thing, it shouldn't happen to me. It is not a matter of you rejecting. It's a matter of you having this awareness that the person that this thing happened to is a human being like you, made up of flesh and blood. You are not different from the person. So if that thing can happen to the person, it can also happen to you. So the question is, how prepared are you if it happens to you? So the bottom line is, if it is happening to others, it can happen to you. So have that in mind always, and you will see life in a different way. The third thing I learned from my years of being unemployed is everybody needs each other. It made me to know that in this life, you cannot just survive on your own. You need others. Others need you. Life is like a chain that is connected to one another. I was unemployed for 8 good years, but trust me, I didn't just survive on my own. I survived with the help of my loved ones. There were so many persons that stood by me during this period, and so it helped me to survive. They helped me morally, they helped me physically, they helped me financially. And so I cannot beat my chest to say I survived on my own. I survived through the help of others. And I am so grateful about it, because if I wasn't unemployed, I wouldn't have been open to this knowledge that I cannot survive on my own. that I need others and others need me. Now, during the period I was unemployed, that was when the whole world was experiencing economic meltdown. Things were so rough for people, including those that were working. And you know what saved me? What really helped me a lot? I went into cultivation. I was farming. It wasn't a commercial farming, but it was a subsistence farming. It helped me a lot, and I was able to help my loved ones too. It wasn't easy. And so, through my farming, through my cultivation, I was able to help others. And others too, when I am down, they also help me morally, financially, and in every area that you can think of. And so that is why I am saying that you need others. You can't just survive on your own. And the fifth thing I got to learn from being unemployed for these years is nobody is really coming to save you. Fine, I had loved ones around me. They were of great assistance to me. But trust me, they are not responsible for my life. They are there to assist me, but not to take the full load of caring for me. And that is why I do everything possible that is moral for me to survive. I don't say, oh, I am a graduate. Why should I farm? Why should I be planting? I had to dirty my hand. I wasn't proud. Fine, I'm a degree holder, but there is no job I have to survive. And so I planted a lot. And so my crops really helped me. And so I was unemployed for 8 good years, but I can't remember a day I was hungry. Why? Because I went into farming. It helped me. And so what I could need was just maybe money for protein, going out, coming in, doing 1 or 2 things. No one is coming to save you. When you know that your life will have a U-turn, you will experience extraordinary changes happening in your life. When you know that you are responsible for yourself and no one is coming to save you, and so you don't have to cross your leg and balance waiting for people to come and rescue you. Having the mentality that you are your savior, that no one is coming to save you, will help you a lot in life. And I got to know this when I was unemployed. Prior to me being unemployed, I always have this mentality of others being responsible for me. I don't know, maybe it is because I am the last born. I always have this feeling that people are responsible for me. I am supposed to be cared for. I am supposed to be taken care of. But my 8 years of being unemployed taught me to be responsible for myself. And I am so excited for these years, because they were never years that were wasted in my life. The 6th lesson I learned is everybody is not for you. My beloved friend, it is not everyone you come across your life that is going to stand for you, that is going to believe in you, that is going to work with you. And when I say this, I am including your family members, your close friends that you have. It is not everybody that will work with you in the journey of your life from the beginning to the end. Trust me, some persons that will come in your life, they are seasonal. And when I mean seasonal, they will come to your life and go. They will come and then they will go. And that makes them to be seasonal. And so don't hate them because they are seasonal people in your life. It is not everyone that is going to start with you and then end with you in your journey of life. So appreciate those seasonal persons in your life. And there are other persons in your life that they are going to be temporary. I mean, you will come across them and then they will disappear like the wind and you won't see them again. And that is why anyone you come in contact with, learn whatever you can learn from the person, because who knows, maybe they are temporary people in your life. There are some persons, they are just like angels. They come for a purpose in your life, and when they accomplish their mission, you won't even see them again. And so, I don't know who is presently in your life. Appreciate them and get the best out of life through them, okay? Now, you still have the people that are going to be evergreen in your life. This evergreen relationship of people in your life, they are people that will be with you in your good times, in your bad time, in every season of your life. They are there hand in hand working with you. And these kind of persons are not people you have to joke with. Don't take their presence for granted, because they are evergreen in your life. And I want you to know that there are some persons you will meet in life. They only come into your life to teach you lessons and then go. They are just like messengers. They come, they teach you the lesson they are supposed to teach you in your life, good or bad, and then they leave your life. And so I want you to know that it is not everybody that is going to be for you. There are some persons that will work with you, and there are some persons you will meet that they are going to work against you. And that is life. You don't have to take it so serious. That is exactly how life is in reality, okay? Now, the seventh thing that I really learned from my 8 years of being unemployed is that you have to put your trust in God. We are humans. We can't see the future. We don't even know where we are going to, but we are most times moving by faith. And why do I say so? Because you believe in your dreams, you believe in your goals, meaning you have faith in where you are heading to. But how everything will turn out to, you don't really know. And so always put your trust in God. My 8 years of being unemployed made me to draw closer unto God. I trusted in Him and not in humans, because anytime I put my trust in mere mortals, I used to always be disappointed, and then I'll be frustrated and angry. And so I came to the conclusion that I have to put my trust in God alone. And so if I need help, I am not focused that A is going to give me the help. I put my trust in God. I say, God, if you are taking care of the birds that don't have a farmland, you feed them, you make them to be beautiful. God, take care of me also. Send me helper. I need help. And voila, before I will know, I will get the needed help I need from sometimes even people I don't expect. And that is why I am saying your trust, your focus should be tied on God, because He is the author and the finisher of your faith. God doesn't disappoint, but humans can disappoint, sometimes not because they wish to disappoint you, but it is because sometimes unforeseen circumstances beyond their control can make them to disappoint you. But as for God, He will never fail, because He has the power and what it takes to do anything He wants to do. And so this my 8 years of being unemployed made me to draw closer unto God and to hold Him by His word. And let me tell you, me holding God by His word, He didn't fail me, because He rather made me to pass through these 8 years of being unemployed so that I can be molded into whom I am becoming right now. And when I look back and I look at myself, I am making progress and it gives me joy. Now, the 8th thing I learned from being unemployed for 8 years is that always prepare for the worst. It's not as if when you always prepare yourself for the worst, it doesn't mean you are wishing yourself evil. Because let me tell you, whether you like it or not, if you don't prepare yourself for the worst, when the worst comes, it's going to break you down. And sometimes for you to recover becomes a problem. And that is why it is very necessary for you to always prepare for the worst. If you have prepared your heart for the worst, guess what? When the worst happens, you will be able to stand firm and face that challenge. Let me tell you, I never prepared in life that I'm going to be unemployed for 8 good years. When I was in secondary school, there is this my relative that came to visit my father. And so when he entered our house to see my father, my brother told me that, did you know this our relative, that he has graduated and is unemployed for 10 good years? I was like, how now? I started looking at the man like a dull person. I said, maybe he's not smart, because that was the mentality I had until it happened to me. And then I knew that for someone to become unemployed, it is not because the person is dull. It is not because the person is not smart. It is just because jobs are not available. The jobs available are few, and sometimes you need higher recommendations. You need high connection to get them. But if you don't have the connections, how will you get them? It becomes a problem. And sometimes the ones that will be available is only when you are ready to be underemployed. And so preparing for the worst days is good so that you won't break down, so that you will not be depressed, so that you will not be mentally exhausted. Because when you are prepared, you are at alert, you know that something like this can happen, and so you are prepared. When it happens, you face it and you don't break down. So it is very important. And the last but not the least is, I learned the importance of farming. Let me tell you, prior to when I was unemployed, if you tell me about farming, I would tell you, God forbid bad thing. Because I felt farming is for illiterates. But I got to realize that farming is not for the illiterates. Farming is for everybody. If you want sustenance, if you want to survive in this economy that things are getting higher and expensive by the day, if you farm, it is going to help you a lot, because when you harvest your farm produce, it will save you a lot of cost. Because the farming I did in these 8 years of being unemployed really helped me to survive. And that was like my main source of survival. At least I wasn't hungry. And this sustained me until when I was able to get a job. So it opened my eyes to say that farming is important, and farming is not for the illiterate the way I used to think. Okay? So if you are unemployed, if you are underemployed, I want you to know that this moment in your life is not a moment of you trying to condemn yourself. It is not the end of your life, but rather your moment of unemployment is the moment you have to self-develop yourself. It's a moment for you to be able to recognize yourself. It's a moment for you to sit down and plan your life. You know, life is not all about when you are working. This moment that you are not working is a time that you need to learn how to discipline yourself. It's a time that you need to look at where you are having lapses in your life and try to build those areas so that you can really be packaged when you have a job. There are some persons, when you see them in the working environment, you will know that they have not experienced life. You will know that they've not seen the other side of life, because from their character, from the way they treat people, from the way they talk to people, from the way they do things, you will know that these people, they've not really experienced the other side of life. When you are being unemployed and you got the best out of this period, when you started working and you become a leader, that people are working with you, you will be so skilled and everyone will know, because you'll be different from others because you are full of experience. Imagine a child of 8 years. How big this child will be and how knowledgeable this child is going to be. And that is why these 8 years of me being unemployed really exposed me, really opened my eyes into whom I am becoming. And I am so excited for this period in my life, because if not of this season in my life, maybe I'll be so arrogant. Maybe I'll be a proud person. Maybe I won't know how to treat people right. And that is why I am so excited. The way I am prudent in my spending, the way I manage myself, you would think I went for a special course or training. But these years really molded me into whom I am becoming. And I am proud to tell you that when I look at the 8 years of me being unemployed, I don't have a reason to regret, because a lot of lessons have been gotten from these years. I hope this video really makes sense to you. I hope you are able to learn something out of this video. You are unemployed, you are underemployed. I want you to know that you are not stuck in life. You are moving forward. Until next time, This is Simplicity in Pics channel. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel. I am Dora Bob, your girl. Bye bye.